Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Alter Confusion review of ConNooga. I know that ConNooga is almost, I think like a week and a half removed, and we apologize, or I apologize, for not getting this review to you soon enough. We kind of went over it during our Thursday night hangout, but I figured that to give an official one would probably be beneficial to all. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with the easy stuff. ConNooga is a convention. It's actually in its 10th year, or it's going into its 11th now. It was the end of February was its 10th year, and of course it happens every single year in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The interesting thing was that ConNooga was kind of moving away from the choo-choo, the Chattanooga choo-choo, and into the convention center even more. Almost all of the convention was in the convention center this year, which I found to be pretty cool, because that basically had everyone in the same space, so that everyone knew where everything was. They got to see the vendor hall, they got to see the main stage, there's all the gaming rooms. You kind of got to really sense the flow of the convention. The weird thing though is maybe it was an illusion of having the convention in two different places, but I felt like this round of ConNooga didn't feel as populated as it has in previous years. I don't know if it's because of like past year's experiences or perhaps ticket prices. I'm not exactly sure. But the individuals who were at ConNooga were awesome. One of the reasons why Alter Confusion always comes back to ConNooga is the vendors, the talent, the fan tables, and of course the attendees. Now I know that I give the staff of ConNooga a hard time, and basically I unfortunately will continue to do so because I still feel like the vast majority of them are there. I totally understand. I totally understand it. Everybody's friends, buddies, let's do this convention, let's have some fun. But I feel like, and this is always going to come back to the vendor hall because that's where I spend the vast majority of my time, but I feel like the vendor hall staff is always, I don't want to say lacking, but they're there to make sure the vendors and the fan tables are good, that they have everything they need, that they make sure everyone's in the right place, and also, of course, crowd control. Crowd control was not that big of an issue. The one time that we saw individuals that were working the vendor hall was in our check-in. I could see them from our table where they're sitting at their check-in table, but other than that, I never saw any individuals move around and talk to, make sure that the artists have everything they need. If there's been any issues, talk to some of the tables. The only way that issues were solved was when a vendor or a fan table person or, talent or the talent's handler went and found the vendor hall people and said, hey, this is happening. And then stuff happened, which is kind of not what you want to have happen. And then, of course, so that's that, okay? I could give you the crazy 45-minute story of what it took to get Alter Confusion into the convention, but I'm just going to say that ConNooga continues to be quite the adventure when it comes to Alter Confusion trying to find its way either to get tickets, get a table, or any little piece of ConNooga. It never ceases to amaze me how we feel so special by how I don't want to say we get dicked over, but there's like a certain vibe. I don't know, maybe everyone experiences it. I don't know. But for us, we just feel like, I don't want to say we're a nuisance, but it's kind of like, yeah, you go over there, do your stuff, whatever. Which is why when I say the best thing about ConNooga is the individuals who are at their tables, be it the artists, the talent, the fan tables, and the attendees. It is so much fun from that perspective to hang out with those individuals, to see people show off their wares, and of course for Alter Confusion, it's an awesome place to do a couple interviews. We did 2 interviews with 2 authors there, and we're trying to set up an interview with an artist and a prop maker. So that's pretty dang cool. So let's go and look at the panel side of the convention, because you know that every single year I have a little bit of a thought about the panels. So in I think it's like the past 2 years, they've had like a placard that's had a piece of paper that tells you all of the panel times. And of course, every single year there's been an issue where the panel's been left off the paper, and apparently they can't print a new piece of paper that has the update, and someone just has to write in pen there, which of course the volunteers don't know that individuals who are having a panel are just trying to write their panel information, so the volunteers get all stuffy about it. But that's in the past. This year, no placards. They had the convention center has all these nice little screens that tell you all the information, if all of the scheduling was done right. Unfortunately, and I heard this from several panelists, there was double and triple booking in some instances. There was also changes of rooms that were made in the app but not made aware, the panelist was not made aware of, which of course we ran into that issue on Friday night. And of course, the only way that you can find out the information about where the panel is and what the panel is about is on the website and the app. Which personally, I still don't like to rely simply on that. In my opinion, my honest opinion, I think they still need to have a centralized location that has the entire schedule. You don't have to print everyone a program, but have a central location that has all of the stuff hard copied, and you can also like change and then replace that one copy so that people are kept up to date. You can do it right outside the main stage, so it's just right there. Because still, we had issues. Alter Confusion prides ourselves with the fact that every single time someone stops by our table, we make them very aware that we have 2 panels and exactly where they are and what time. Because otherwise, I don't think we'd have anybody in a room. There were several times when we were walking by panel rooms where it was maybe 1 person or 2 people, and some of them were like fandoms, which I know probably has a bigger following, but no one really talked about it. So for Alter Confusion panels, it was great because we had close to a full room every single time, because we were telling everybody and they were telling their friends, which is exactly what should happen. Word of mouth is awesome. However, it would be awesome if the convention had all the information. Yes, I understand. You could get it from the app. However, the app has some kinks in it, and as a QA tester and a reviewer, that thing should have been tested and probably tweaked a little bit. I'm OCD, so the biggest issue for me was the fact of the vendor hall map was upside down. If you went, that's the vendor hall map, but unfortunately it was. So you had to figure out what perspective you're looking at, and then boom, there you go. So is Alter Confusion going to come back to ConNooga? Absolutely. We'll keep coming back. We love the fans. We love interacting with the vendors and the fan tables. And honestly, that is enough reason for us to hold out and hope and pray that some of the issues that we see about ConNooga might get, I don't want to say corrected, might be improved upon. And of course, probably mainstream it. I think one of the biggest issues that a lot of individuals had I'm just going to say this real quick and then I'll end the review. But one of the biggest gripes I saw across the board was the fact that ConNooga was taking cash only, no credit cards. So a lot of individuals carry only credit cards around, or they have their phones that do the Apple Pay or whatever. So what was happening was individuals had to disgruntledly go to an ATM, get jacked by a crazy ass fee, which was like $5 per transaction, and then get back in line and then pay. I believe the day of tickets were $60 for 3 days per person, which is one of the highest badges that Alter Confusion conventions are. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm almost 100% sure that's the issue, or that's what's happening. But it's not that it's it's not that it's not worth $60. It's just that, in all honesty, it's actually like 65, and then you're on your own. Once again, you don't really know the schedule. You can kind of like wander around, hopefully grab like a group of individuals who are like-minded people, and then you just kind of like go along with them. Yeah. So that was kind of a pain. And then for us, Alter Confusion, with our wonderful experience of the 45-minute experience of getting our stuff, getting actually into the convention, get our badges, all that stuff, it was ironic that the badges only took cash and the convention center only took credit card when it came to paying for electricity. So that's kind of weird. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, next year, 2018, ConNooga, it's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Go there. It's a blast. I highly recommend that if there's the early bird sale or whatever it is for ConNooga, buy your tickets now, so you get the really cheap price, and so they can also kind of do a head count. But Alter Confusion will be back next year to do 2 panels and a fan table. So I hope to see you there, and I hope that that we see you in lots of different conventions that we might be present at in the near future.